Hello, everyone. I'm Pasha, that's Dariush, and welcome to episode 17 of the Denim Heads podcast. What's going on, Dariush?
What's up? I'm still hyped from the race, actually. It was nice to see everybody back on track,
Absolutely. For the first race. First, I guess let me get off, let me do a little housekeeping. We released a midweek drop. It was a bit on the F1
Yes.
upcoming season, the Netflix series Drive to Survive. In that episode, I mistakenly said Carlos Sainz's father was an F1 driver, but actually he was a rally driver. So I just wanted to correct that.
Right.
If you haven't already, if you're into it, give our midweek drop a listen. We just dropped an episode in the middle of the week, in the middle of the night, actually, just for fun, just something outside of denim. But yeah, it was we're fresh off the first race of the season in Bahrain, the 2021 season, and it was quite good. I mean, I got
It
to
was
see
good.
Max and Lewis Hamilton battle it out.
Yes.
And
Unfortunately, Max couldn't finish it, but I mean, he finished second. We thought he would win, but he overtook Hamilton and had all four wheels off the track, and then was told to let Hamilton go through again, and then it was just too hard for him to go and chase that first place, and too risky, I think.
well, anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. What's going on in your world?
Look, I've been checking a bunch of stuff throughout the week. I think we've been chatting a lot this week because we discovered a bunch of new things, which we will talk about very soon. Some pretty exciting stuff. But there was one subject that came out, and we said, okay, maybe we have to say a few words about this. You told me that we realized that we became denim heads during COVID.
Yeah,
And
we were talking about this.
That was an interesting point, I think.
Yeah, becoming a denim head during the COVID time is a very interesting thing. I think it's very unique. For maybe a majority of our listeners, that wasn't the case, but maybe for some it was.
Yeah.
Discovering brands purely online, not being able to really go to shops
Right.
and kind of get a feel for these fabrics and really appreciate what these denim brands and what they put out.
Yes.
It's been a little bit different. We're relying purely on pictures and
Yes.
and maybe a little bit of word of mouth, maybe listening to other podcasts and getting their input on some things, and really, I guess between the two of us, we sort of fed off each other and looked at a bunch of stuff and kind of followed suit. But it's been fun. It's a little
Yes.
different. I think it's a very unique time. I think it's 2020, 2021 has been just different for everyone in all facets. But in this instance where you want something kind of tangible, you want to be able to feel and really appreciate.
Right.
It has been a different time.
Yeah, especially, of course, raw denim, all these brands, it's about the craftsmanship, and it is a different process when you look at pictures, try to see some of the details, try to understand how it fits. Are you going to have to shrink it? Are you not?
I think another thing about like raw denim is what's interesting now that I think about it is
Yeah.
we can't wear it as much as we usually would. I mean, usually it's been a down year for the use of denim
course.
in some ways. A lot of people, yourself, for example, have really been home for the past year plus,
Yes.
not really getting to break in a nice pair
Yes.
of denim. So we all have these beautiful brands, and I'm sure there was shutdowns all over the world in terms of manufacturing and such. But
Yes, COVID fades.
is that what it's called? Yeah, COVID fades.
Yeah, well, it's the fact of not being able to fade your denim because you're home all the time, and I see it.
It's probably fading the most at the knees and such, right?
Exactly at the knees, I believe. Yes.
And maybe a little bit in the crotch area, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Or the back pockets where those hidden rivets are. That's where you'll see the wear and tear, starting, but not much else.
Yeah, really, it hasn't been a fun year for fading.
Exactly.
Was there actually a fade contest last year?
Well, it was Indigo Invitational year 1, I believe, last year.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yes. So I would have to go and check those pictures. But the guys who do these types of contests, they know they'll have to work some extra miles, I want to say, to fade those genes. So you'll see some nice examples there. But yeah, it's been
Actually,
an
there probably
interesting
was
year.
a fair number of people all over the world who, they were out, they were hiking, they were actually getting good use
Exactly.
out of their denim, and probably in just a different way. So
Exactly.
maybe I I think it was just probably a very wide spectrum of use for
Yes.
denim. For a lot of people, they didn't get to use it, and for a lot of
Exactly.
other people, they used it a lot. There were a ton of people to
Yeah.
be outside.
Exactly. I
Um,
mean, if you live a full-on city life, you're not gonna do much. And
yeah,
but if you live in the countryside and okay, you're on lockdown, but still you have a bunch of dogs you need to take out, you need to take care of your garden, you need to do a bunch of stuff outside, then it's a different ballgame.
yeah. I mean, it sort of reminds me of one of my favorite lines from Talking Watches and John Mayer, where he talks
Okay.
about his Patek Philippe, and he's like, yeah, I may be one of the only guys who picks up dog shit with his Patek Philippe on. And that's just a little different. So,
Yes.
here you are wearing your Momotaros, picking up dog shit and doing whatever you
Exactly.
can
Exactly.
to just, get some use out of them and, make
Exactly.
that fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Talking about fun. I tried something a little different. I don't know if the result actually means something. This week, you know how I was talking about last time? I was talking about how the PBJs that I have now, um, they're lighter in ounces. They're no, not lighter. Let me not make this mistake again. They're less dense
yeah,
than the
yeah.
the Dionis because my PBJs are 14 ounces and Dionis are 20. So I told myself, look, let me see if there's an actual difference in their weight. So I took a scale
That's
and
fun.
weighed
Uh-huh.
them. Okay.
Uh-huh.
The results don't mean much, so maybe that's a fail on my part, and I had fun doing it, so I don't care. But still, it's interesting. Maybe it's for somebody. Only Secret Denim 20 ounce. It's 879 grams,
Okay.
right?
And drum roll.
Drum roll. PBJ 019 14 ounce is 839 grams. So
Wow.
just a little lighter, 40 grams lighter. So it doesn't mean much. I don't know. Maybe between 20 ounce and 14, there's only 40 grams. Is that not a lot? Is this something to be surprised of? Again, I don't know. I had fun doing it.
It's COVID. Again, COVID denim heads. This is what we do. Board shit. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. I was
Okay.
trying to make a point because the fabric of the PBJs, it feels so much tougher, so much thicker than Dionis, and yet it's less dense. But
Hmm.
okay, again, I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah, I saw some of the pictures you were sharing, and I think
Right.
you may show this our thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
Thumbnail.
cool and nicely done. Yeah, I come what was it this past Wednesday? Every
Yeah.
Wednesday I go on to like Wednesday afternoon. I go on to Blue Owl's website and they sort of show a little bit of their what they're dropping on Friday. And
Right.
this week was just something completely special for me. I mean, it was just like one of the best weeks. I went on there and my mind was blown to see, as probably some of the listeners know, Studio Darson is probably one of my favorite brands, and especially their
Yes.
shirts and stuff. And they came out with some really
Nice stuff, huh?
cool stuff. I mean, I saw a Kasuri, and Naked and Famous had a Kasuri denim released probably a few weeks ago,
Right.
but Studio Darson, SDA we'll call them. SDA
SDA.
released some Kasuri work shirts. That was really nice. They had a Noragi Sashiko both work jacket and shirt
Okay.
or something. And then they also had a the Waffle Haori jacket. And even that I was kind of considering, but then I sort of didn't because I didn't want to look like Steven Seagal. I don't know. There was just that feeling of
Yeah, there was something like
wearing
this.
yeah, just I have
Yes.
to wear a white t-shirt, grow a man bun, and I'll be like Steven Seagal. So that wasn't one thing I was terribly excited about. Now, of course, fast forward to Friday,
Yep.
2 o'clock, Eastern time. I go on there, I get in there, I get three things, and it was tough to decide because
Okay.
I didn't want to go overboard. So I had the SDA Naragi size small. I had the Kasuri size small, and then I actually picked up, and then I also put up the 316. 316 had a seersucker shirt, the
Yes.
pullover or popover, I should say, in
Yes.
olive, in a nice like military
Very
green.
nice. Yeah, nice stuff.
Beautiful. I saw James Dan had like a story about it.
Yes, he was
So I had those
previewing it.
three.
Right.
What's that?
I'm
Yeah.
just saying he was previewing it on his IG story.
So I had all three in my cart, and then as I was about to check out, it said one of your items is no longer in stock. And I'm like,
Damn.
it's not even 201 yet, and I already lost this. So I
Yeah.
had to go back, and then when I went back, I actually ended up. So I lost the SDA
Kazuri?
Sashiko shirt. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever's out there listening, I know.
Somebody stole your shirt.
Yes, I'm not too happy, but because of you, I ended up even deleting the Kasuri shirt.
Right.
And I just stayed with the 316, which I haven't gotten yet, but I'm really excited to get that
Okay.
seersucker shirt because it's
Yeah.
the weather is warming up and I just wanted to get some use out of it.
Right.
But it was really nice, and
It looks nice. Yes.
yeah, it was. We were really fanboying. I remember the excitement from
Yes.
from Wednesday.
We
and I
almost
couldn't wait.
hesitated on recording the podcast at that time, and I wasn't there. I wasn't available to record, but we could have done it if
The level
had
of
I been
excitement that
available.
I had, it was
Yeah.
just it was ridiculous, and it
Yeah.
didn't make sense for shirts and stuff. This is not a
For
healthy-
grown-ups to be excited
for
like this.
a grown ass man to be that excited about a shirt. I was just like somebody, like a K-pop fan, probably waiting
Right.
for a BTS release or something. It was just
Okay.
ridiculous. But yeah, it didn't work out anyway. That's
Okay.
fine.
Well, talking about fanboying, I had a moment too this week when a fellow denim head posted a pic of Bueso product on IG, and it reminded me that I had checked that brand, that workshop some time ago, and totally forgotten about it. But this guy, his name is on IG. His handle, is Raw Denim Journey. He posted something that he had just gotten from them. The name is Bueso, so that's. Am I going to even spell that? Yes,
You
maybe.
should. Well,
yeah.
if not,
Buaisou. It is tiny brand. A few people got together. They were
four guys.
indigo. Yeah, 4
Mhm.
guys. Indigo farmers and dyers. The brand was created in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And even when we talked about it, you told me that you knew that they have a branch, a small workshop in Brooklyn.
They do like classes where you can dye your own stuff.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I wish.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I wish the listeners can see how you're like, man, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
I'm considering it. I mean, I have to check in on that. The only problem with that
course.
stuff is, and the dye, dyeing something like that indigo, it's going to take a month for me to get that dye out from under my hands. If I do undergo that workshop, and I work with my hands.
You could go visit. I mean, just visit. It's probably nice to just see these guys working there.
Yeah. I know they do classes, I think 2 times a week. And, it seemed interesting. I know that.
It's really nice.
They do like little classes and like company outing type things, I think even. It's pretty interesting stuff. It's a great brand. Yeah, what ended up happening though is when you told me about that, I went on their website and I started looking at stockists all over the world, and I actually found one in San Francisco.
Right, San Francisco. Yes.
Yeah, Tempo. I think it was like TempoDesignStore.com.
Right.
I get on there, and it led to something else. I was like, wow, there's almost nothing as exciting as finding a new online retailer. Again, being a COVID denim head, finding a new online retailer, sort of stumbling across one, and then looking at what brands they stock. And it was just like, wow, this is like a legit one. They had Tanuki, they had Bueso, they had
Coddle.
Moonstar shirt. Yeah, they had Coddle. They had a lot of brands.
Stuff.
And for anybody out there, Um, in addition to the many brands that we've mentioned or stores we've mentioned, give TempoDesignStore.com a look. And yeah, I ended up, I'm like, they don't have an Oni denim, they have an Oni collab
Exactly.
section.
Yes.
And I was like, what's this? So I click on it and I stumble across like a collaboration, which from a brand that honestly, again, I've never heard of, and sort of ashamed to say I hadn't heard of, but it was
Yeah.
Oni with a brand called Burgus Plus, or
Burgos Plus.
Burgus. And so I did a little deep dive first on them, and I found out that they're actually the house brand of a denim store in Tokyo, Hinoya.
Hinoya. Right.
Yeah, Hinoya. It's their house brand. It's the brand that they do, and that was started in 1997, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
That brand.
And do you know what it means? I checked that.
I did actually, and I forgot. Did you?
It means a citadel. So
okay, like a fort
citadel.
or something.
Yeah, exactly. And they wanted to use that name to make the brand stand out, actually.
Is that interesting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know? Good.
No, I checked it out. I had no idea who these people were. Like Burgos, I had no idea. No.
Yeah, Burgers Plus, and so I'm like Burgers Plus and Oni. I'm like, okay, and I'll be honest, it was on sale from $325, I think, to like $200.
Mind
Click.
blown.
I'm like, okay, that caught my attention because it's in red and whatever.
Right.
And I'm looking. I'm like, holy cow, this is such an interesting pair of denim.
Right.
And I'm looking at it, and it's like, it's their Burgers Plus, 850, I think, cut, which is their classic cut and slim straight, and mashed in with secret denim. And, it's with green cast and red cast, and it's just, I'm like, okay. And so the belt loops are made of secret denim. The pockets are secret denim. And I think the back pocket, the
half
left
of the back pockets.
Yeah. And I'm like, I remember turning to you. I was just like, I think we both discovered the brand.
Yeah.
Actually, at the exact same, not the brand, the store. And then
and
I was like, hey, did you know that there's this shop in San Francisco? And we're going back and forth, you and I.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, they have like an Oni collab section. And then almost at the exact same time, because we have no lives, we're both looking at the exact same pair. And I'm like, did you see this back pocket? And you're like, yeah. And then, a whole bunch of GIFs were exchanged that are not appropriate.
Yes.
And we're like, holy cow. And then I looked at what they had in stock, and they only had two pairs, one of which was my size. And I'm like,
right. Yeah, no brainer.
I lost out on the Kasuri and the other shirt from SDA, the Naragi Sashiko shirt. And I'm like, this is money better spent. Because I just bought it, and I'm like, this is too good to pass up.
It's a special, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's an Oni secret denim with like, it just looked so cool, so different. Anybody and everybody listening out there, go and check out this pair. It's so different. So then, in doing a little bit more research for today's episode, I actually found out that collaboration didn't happen this month. It happened in 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember telling you, it's recent.
Yeah, you thought so. I thought, I thought it might be too. But I was shocked to see that, Heddles had talked about this in 2017, and then Tate and Yoko, I guess in Canada, they carried it, at least as per the Heddles website reference. They were carrying it at the time. But yeah, it's just it's so cool to see, in 2021 to see a brand, a collaboration from 2017,
right,
for a new denim head, and like, I got something from the past.
That's a good one that you have.
Yeah, it's a different pair. I can't wait. I haven't gotten it yet. I probably will get it by next week, and I'll certainly update people, and that'll probably be the thumbnail of episode 18.
Yeah, expect a few pictures.
Yeah, sorry
of
for the rest
pair.
of 2021.
And a detail, I don't know if you mentioned that, but it's got 2 leather patches.
Yes, I forgot about that. See, there's just so much. So there's actually, yeah, there's two leather patches, the Burgess Plus on the traditional spot, and then Oni on the left side.
Right.
And I was just like, wow. And then they had some like a really nice red stitching.
It's got red stitching, yes.
On the back pocket too. So it is, yes. I forgot about the leather patch, the second leather patch, to mention that.
Yes.
But it's a really interesting pair out there. And maybe, some of the listeners out there were sort of well aware of it and sort of just laughing at us only now discovering this pair. But for those who didn't, and for those listeners who we know have purchased, secret denims recently, go check out this pair. And if you, as far as I saw on the Tempo website, there's only one pair left, and it's like a size 28 or 29 waist. So if there are some really slim people out there who could fit in
I'm going to tell you guys, I checked online, and it looks like there are a few pairs left at Denimio.
Yes. So, I saw it on Denimio too.
Who knows? Yeah.
But if it's something that interests you, it's very subtle, this pair. It's not too in your face. Not much in the back, stitching on the back pockets or anything. It's very subtle, and it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So definitely, anybody and everybody out there, try to check it out.
Right.
So talk about and they've collaborated in addition to collaborating with Oni. Burgess Plus has actually collaborated with Naked and Famous, which I know you wanted to mention a promo code. Yeah, they did.
Okay.
You wanted to mention a promo code and such.
Yes. We got a message from Bahzad from Naked and Famous, and he was nice enough to share with us a promo code because there's a new horror movie. It's called Slacks. If you want to watch that movie, basically a bunch of bloodthirsty genes out there killing people. I'm not gonna say much. It's on Shudder.
I know a Naked and Famous pair of genes too. It's one of them is a Naked and Famous pair.
Exactly.
And so it's on which platform?
It's called Shudder, SHUDDER. It's a streaming platform that's basically specialized in horror movies, sci-fi, and stuff like this.
Yeah.
So if you use the code Naked and Famous Denim in one word, you get to watch that movie for free, basically.
For free, ad-free as well, if I'm not mistaken. Free,
ad-free, yes.
Yeah, so, anybody who's out there into horror movies, certainly give that.
Yeah, we have to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I'll try and watch it, definitely.
Cool. Very cool. So, Dariush, who's this week's Denim Head of the Week?
This week we have Mr. Rick Hedoff. His real name is Rick Berkelmans. His IG handle is Oni_secret_denim.
Really?
That sounds familiar, right?
That's how do you get? That's like pretty okay.
I don't know how he got that.
Good real estate.
Yeah, it's a fairly small account for now. He's got like 2 or 3 pictures. He's a very big Oni fan, but he's somebody that's known in the illustration world. He's a big time illustrator. He's got another account, which is Hedoff, maybe HEDOF. You'll see he's a big guy in this field.
But he created this account basically for his love of denim and things outside of his work, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. Yes.
Very good.
It's called the Not So Secret account because he's got some secret denim too.
Good stuff. All right. So on that note, we shall chat with you next time.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.